Hi, and welcome back to Advice with Craig. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about how I was scammed from dating apps. Now, this is a little bit of an embarrassing story to talk about, but I figured if it helps people to avoid being in a situation that I was in, then it'll be worth it. Now, this happened to me many years ago, right after my divorce, when I was like, okay, I'm ready to start dating. And, what are these dating apps all about? I didn't know what I was doing. Again, that's one of the reasons why I even started this channel. When I got divorced and had to start over, I didn't know where to go, where to turn to, what to do. But now, after all these years and all this information, that's what I want to pass along to everybody else, is to help them on their journey. I had nobody I could turn to back then. So when my friends were saying, hey, are you on dating apps yet? Have you check them out? Are you doing anything with it? I was like, no, I have no idea. I don't even know how to use them. But they're like, no, try them. They should be good. But they've never used them. So I couldn't even ask them for advice. So again, this happened many, many years ago. I was very new to the whole online dating thing. And probably, I want to say within like the first month of even using one of the dating apps, I had met a couple people and we're just kind of texting back and forth. And then I came across this woman, yes, incredibly beautiful and, like supermodel, all this kind of stuff. And they had their location fairly close to where I live. I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. And some of the things listed, like we matched up on a lot of things. I was like, man, this sounds great. And so we matched and we started talking. She's like, hey, you seem great. I'd really like to meet you. And I just would want you to fill out this little background check first. And I was so new to this, I thought, oh, okay, is that how things are done nowadays? Where women will, before they go on a date with somebody, do a background check? I honestly had no idea. I thought that's how much things had changed. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, go to this website. It started by Navy SEALs whose sisters were scammed by guys. So these Navy SEALs said, we're never going to let that happen again. So they just run this quick background check in order to protect women. It sounded so legit. And the website looks so professional, which they all do, right? When it is a scam, they know what they're doing and they make it look incredibly professional. So I go there and she was like, hey, look, it costs no money. This is totally free. It just, when you fill out everything, you're going to get a code at the end. You send me that code. I get to jump on that website, put in that code, and then I'm the only one who can see any information about you. I was like, okay, it sounded okay to me, being as new as I was to all this. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this beautiful woman says that's what I got to do. So I go and I fill everything out. And one huge mistake that was made was using, putting in debit card information. All right, that was just a huge mistake right there. It costs no money. Card will not be charged. It's just to verify who you are and stuff like that. But just basic information. And I even wrote this woman back. I was like, hey, they need some information. And she's just like, credit card information? And she's like, yes, don't worry about it. You're not going to get charged. Don't worry. There's, if you wanted to pay for something, there's more special features that they offer and all this kind of stuff, but you don't have to do that. Just put in your information. So I was like, oh, okay. And you fill everything out. And at the end, it was just like, thank you. And I wrote her back. I was like, hey, I didn't get a code. There's no code I'm able to give you. She's like, oh, that's weird. There should be one. Keep trying. And then communication with her stopped. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Is that how dating apps work? Everybody just stops talking to each other. Obviously, this was even before I even knew what ghosting was and all that kind of stuff. So, but I was, it was Memorial weekend, and it was Friday night around midnight, and I was watching TV, and something inside me said, check your bank account. And I'm thinking, why would I have this, desire inside to check my bank account right now? What's telling me to do this? But I did. I logged on and checked my bank account, and I saw that I was being charged $50 fees from a Walmart in California. And I was just immediately like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I believe that there was a couple days from the time that I filled out that information, so I almost kind of forgot about that. But then I was like, what's happening here? Why am I getting charged for this? And there was 3 of them in a row. All right, so just $150 right there. But I think it was just testing. Can we try and buy something using these, this debit card and stuff like that? And my fear was, since it was Memorial Weekend, the banks were going to be closed until Tuesday. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to take me for all my money because it's a debit card, which is the dumbest thing ever to do because that's direct access right to your money. But obviously I was able to, make some calls and get things stopped over that weekend. And first thing Tuesday morning, I was into my little local bank and talking to them and telling them everything. And obviously, they were like, hey, you got to close down your debit card, stop using it, use this credit card, all that kind of stuff. And I've talked about that actually in previous videos as well. Don't be putting your debit card information out there. It was just a foolish thing for me to do. I was able to get that money back, but it was the fact that somebody was stealing your money. It's just this incredibly horrible feeling to have somebody be able to do that. I'm lucky that not much was taken from me. I think by the time I saw it and got everything stopped, there was maybe 4 charges total. Okay, maybe $200 total. But if I didn't check it that night, how bad could it have been for me? And I honestly 100% believe it was because I filled out that background information in order to meet somebody in person. So what I'm trying to say is even I don't even know if this scam is still going on. I haven't seen it for a long time, but maybe I'm just not being targeted because I was able to see if another woman was trying to lead me down that road to get on and fill out that kind of information, and I would call them out on that. So I don't know if they're just like, okay, don't target this guy anymore. Because when I would see that, I would try and waste their time as much as possible in hopes of getting them not to target somebody else. Because I was so angry that it happened to me, that I was so foolish and that I would do that. So one thing I want to say is guys, if somebody asks you to fill out a background check on yourself, no matter how good looking she is or how great her profile looks, and that she's in a close area to you, and it could be this amazing relationship, it's all not true. It's a total scam all the way. Don't fill out anything. A good woman is not going to ask you to do a background check in order to meet her at a restaurant or a bar or in a crowded park or something like that. It should be as easy as that. Now, going from texting each other on an app to a phone call, absolutely, that's a good way to go, and then meet in person. But you do not have to fill out any kind of background check. It is absolutely a scam, okay? I fell for it, incredibly foolish, but hopefully if these things are still going on and you are brand new to dating apps and being out there and like thinking that this is the way things are, I'm here to say it's not. Don't do it. Don't fill out anything, okay? Especially never use debit cards. Don't put that information even out there, okay? Have a credit card. At least, it's not direct access to your money, your bank account, all right? So, again, a little bit about when I would see other women try and get me to go and fill out a background check. After that happened the first time, I would try and waste their time as much as possible because I wanted to kind of learn what they were doing. And they were so smart about it. They would pick an area that's not far away from where I am. If you would ask them questions about, oh, you live here, you must not be that far from this location here. That's such a beautiful place. And you would throw out things to try and confirm that they're really there. And they would know landmarks. Obviously, they can, pull it up online and check and say, okay, if I live in this area and he's asking me questions about it, what's in that area? Oh, yes, that park is really there. Okay, so they can be pretty sophisticated about it. So, just knowing the fact that somebody wants you to fill out any information in order to meet, that's the scam part right there. But they're very sophisticated in answering your questions if you think, oh, I'll just ask a few questions to see if they're real or not. So But I did enjoy, trying to waste their time as much as possible. They would send pictures of them and their kids and stuff like that, which is just disgusting that they would do that, to use their kids, to try and help scam somebody. But chances are you're not even talking to that beautiful woman in that picture anyways. Okay, they probably stole those pictures and, you're being catfished at that point anyways. So there you go. Please know that it's a scam. If somebody asks you to get online and fill out any information, even if they say it's totally free, don't do it. You're going to meet a good person. They're going to agree to text you, call you, and meet you in person in public. It should be that easy. Don't fill out anything online in order to meet somebody. All right? There you go. That's an embarrassing story that happened to me, but hopefully you can learn from that. And never, ever let that happen to you. So, all right. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you found this beneficial. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever heard of this happening to anybody that you know of? It's a terrible feeling to have somebody scam money from you. It's a terrible, terrible feeling. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye now.